Forget the main event for just a second, because the most violent fight on the entire UFC 329 card might actually be Bobby Green versus Terrance McKinney. This isn't just striker versus finisher. This is friendship turned betrayal.
When I met up with him, I'm like, bro, you wanna fight me? Like, why, bro? You're the homie and shit. And it's like, he's like, okay, I'm not gonna fight you. And then a week later, it's like, bro, like Connor would say, a little snake in the grass or some shit.
I posted like this funny video on my Instagram calling him out. And then he's like, man, let's not take each other's shines, man. Pretty much saying like, we're black, we're supposed to be brothers. We only hung out really once besides like when I was managed by Iridium.
Bobby says they were brothers who promised they'd never fight. McKinney says they were never really friends in the first place. Now, one of them is lying, and both of them are trying to knock the other unconscious.
Yeah, he be saying little slick ass shit, you know what I mean?
So what do you think about—
Don't be fooled. That motherfucker, don't be fooled by him, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between me and him, and I'm gonna keep showing the difference between me and him. This is why we have an issue now.
I hope you talk so you can get that jaw twisted, and so yeah, talk. It's gonna hurt real bad if I hit you in your mouth when you're talking.
With Bobby riding a 3-fight win streak, and McKinney finishing almost everyone before the first round ends, this has Fight of the Night and Knockout of the Night written all over it.
I'm gonna beat you at everything. I'm gonna beat him from the get-go. I've been beating his ass all week long. With the interviews, with the way we dress, with the way we speak. I'm gonna beat you every day. All the way to the fight, and then I'm gonna whoop your ass in the cage.
Welcome back to another episode of the MMA and Boxing Show, and today we will be breaking down what I think will end up stealing the show at UFC 329. Not the main event, not the co-main event, not Gable Stevenson's debut. We're talking about King Bobby Green versus Terrance T-Rex, the first round assassin McKinney. This fight has violence, it has bad blood, and it's easily one of the craziest stylistic matchups on the card. And what's even crazier is this fight might not even last for 2 minutes. Let's just get into a little backstory about all of this so you guys could truly understand what's going on here. This fight was not even supposed to happen at all. Well, at least according to Bobby Green. You see, recently, Bobby Green had went and told everybody that him and Terrance McKinney were like, they were friends, like real friends, you know? Like brothers, like Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. According to Bobby Green, they had already agreed prior to this that if they were ever matched up together, they would not accept the match. Because as Green said, they are quote unquote homies. Out of the respect that Bobby Green said that he has for Terrance McKinney, he reportedly turned down multiple fight offers to fight Terrance McKinney. But then something changed. Terrance McKinney went ahead and accepted the offer. And when it started sending Bobby Green text messages, jokingly, asking him to fight, and even put out a tweet that he was asked to take down later on. To Bobby Green, this wasn't funny at all. It was borderline disrespectful. He never answered the text message. Instead, he went and accepted the fight offer as well. And now the friendship is over. Hey, let's just hear it from Bobby Green himself.
Don't be fooled. That motherfucker, don't be fooled by him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between me and him. And I'm going to keep showing the difference between me and him. This is where we have an issue now. Is like, when I met up with him, I'm like, bro, you want to fight me? Like, why? Bro, you're the homie and shit. And it's like, he's like, okay, I'm not going to fight you. And then a week later, it's like, bro, like Connor would say, a little snake in the grass or some shit, you know? Like, you're not a true man of your word. Me and Diaz started fucking with each other. We're not fighting each other. We made that, and we looked at each other, and we shook hands, and that's what it is. And so I got many offers. Hey, you should fight Diaz. I'm like, no, that's the homie. And so just being a man of your word. So that's the difference, one, between us. And I'm going to keep showing little subtle differences between the two. I'm gonna say exactly how it is, what it is, and stand on my truth.
And on the other hand, we have Terrance T-Rex McKinney's side of the story. Let's get right into it.
I posted like this funny video on my Instagram calling them out. And then he's like, man, let's not take each other's shines, man. Pretty much saying like, we're black, we're supposed to be brothers. And I was like, you know what, I'll take the post down. I was like, you're right. And then we only hung out really once besides like when I was managed by Iridium. And then, so he comes down, drives 2 hours, we hung out for a little bit, and that was pretty much it besides that. And then like literally a week later, the UFC contacted my manager. They're like, yo, you want to fight Bobby Green on a Conor McGregor card? And I'm like, yo, but to me, it's like, I really can't say no.
So according to Terrance McKinney, him and Bobby Green were never real friends. They only trained around people that knew each other and never actually even trained together. So when the UFC called, he saw no reason to turn the fight down. To McKinney, it was just business. But to Bobby, this is personal. In my opinion, one thing that has been super impressive is the resurgence of Bobby Green's career. Definitely to be happening in the latter part of his career. At 40 plus years of age, King Bobby Green seemed to have found another gear, and he is coming into this fight riding a 3-fight win streak. He's been looking as confident as ever, and fans seem to have really embraced Bobby Green more so than he has been in early on in his career, definitely in the recent years. His personality, his interviews, and his willingness to just go ahead and fight anybody has made him definitely one of the most loved UFC veterans on the roster. He's really become one of those fighters that everybody just seems to root for. So let's get into some fighter breakdowns, son. Do not underestimate Bobby Green because he is dangerous and still hungry. Coming in with a 32-15 record. Do not let his number of losses get you confused with the high quality of mixed martial artist that Bobby Green has turned out to be throughout his 19 wins in the UFC. So Bobby Green also, like Terrance McKinney, has an explosive first few rounds. He has a really versatile striking offense, and as we mentioned earlier, he uses the Philly shell, the same one that the greatest boxer of all time uses in Floyd Money Mayweather. Bobby Green also is very durable and has a iron chin. He has been finished, but he is a very hard fighter to finish, and he is coming into this fight on a 3-fight win streak. Terrance McKinney is one of the most dangerous lightweights in the UFC, not because of what he does over the course of 15 minutes, but because what he does over the first 5 minutes and sometimes even the first 2 minutes. Here's a crazy stat, right? So in 26 professional fights, McKinney has only made it past the first round 4 times. Just think about that. 22 of his fights ended before round 2 even started. And what's even crazier is that every one of his professional victories have come by either knockout or submission. No decisions, none. If Terrance wins, he finishes. His explosiveness is ridiculous. He's incredibly athletic. His wrestling is pretty solid to high level. His submission game is even dangerous. And when opponents expect a takedown, he uncorks huge power shots. Now, here's why I love this fight. King Bobby Green, you see, he wants space. He wants rhythm. He wants to make you miss, throw a counter, and make you pay. And on the other hand, we got Terrance McKinney, who really doesn't care about rhythm at all. Terrance McKinney is all about the chaos, and he is going to bring the chaos from the opening bell. He's trying to finish you and get you up out of there before you even get settled into the fight, which is the main reason I do not see in this being some long, drawn-out 3-round chess match. One guy's constantly moving, the other is constantly attacking, meaning somebody is going to land. Keys to victory for Bobby Green. We're going to have to keep McKinney at range, make him miss early, and force him to work. If Bobby Green survives that opening onslaught from McKinney, the fight will definitely swing highly into the favor of Bobby Green, because as we said, Terrance McKinney has only seen the second or third round 4 times in his career. At this point, we still don't know if McKinney has a 3-round or a 5-round gas tank. We just don't know at this point. Keys to victory for Terrance T-Rex McKinney. Don't let Bobby get comfortable. Pressure him immediately. Do not let him dictate the range, and make him feel the power early, because whenever you see McKinney get someone hurt, they rarely ever get let off of the hook. He gets you hurt and he gets you out of there. This is a guy that understands he does not get paid overtime. My official prediction. I honestly think this is probably one of the toughest fights on the card to actually predict. I truly believe this fight has fight of the night written all over it, and also has KO of the night written all over it. And no matter which way it goes, no matter who wins, this fight will not last long at all. So I hope the people don't hate me for this one, but I think I am leaning towards Terrance T-Rex McKinney to pull off the win against veteran Bobby Green in this one. I'm also calling it to be a head kick knockout, and that's not taking anything away from Bobby Green. I just think Terrance McKinney is just, his youth is just gonna overwhelm Bobby Green in the ring. The youthfulness may be just a little bit too much. The explosiveness may be just a little bit too much. The knockout ability may be just a little bit too much. And one thing that I'd like to note is Bobby Green is one of the rare only fighters in MMA that actually uses the shoulder roll like Floyd Mayweather does, and he uses it pretty effectively. Bobby Green also tends to stand in front of fighters with his hands down. I do not think that this will be a good idea going into a fight with Terrance T-Rex McKinney. And if that has not been cleaned up, we're going with that first round head kick knockout. Terrance T-Rex McKinney, the winner. So I want to hear the truth from all of you. Who was telling the truth and who was lying? Was Bobby Green betrayed by somebody that he thought was really a friend? Or was McKinney right all along that they were never really friends at all? Most importantly, who is walking away with the win at UFC 329? And that is it. It's your boy, We Fight All Night. It's been another episode of the MMA and Boxing Show. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment down below, hype the video. If you're new, subscribe. Because until the next one, I'm out.